Hello to all my measurement experts. We previously talked about measuring liquid capacity, and we talked about liters and milliliters. Well, today we are going to talk about measuring mass. You might be asking, what is mass? It's the amount of matter in an object. So it's kind of similar to the measurement we use when you find the weight of something in pounds. That's a standard US unit, but mass is a metric unit, and do you know what it is measured in? It is in grams. So science connection here. These are some tools you might see for measuring mass, and maybe in a future science experiment you'll notice this. So this one, does anyone know what this one is called? It is called a balance. In fact, it's a triple beam balance. And again, that would give you a reading of the mass in grams. This one here, do you know what this is called? This is called a spring scale. And it would show, once you hung something down here, it would show how many grams it was. And finally, this one's probably the most common and the easiest for a scientist to read. This is just an electric scale, and it would give you a nice number on here, which shows you the grams. It looks like here the grams would go to the tenths place. Now, in my head, I usually think about pounds, so it's helpful for me to know that 1 pound is equal to 45 hundredths of a kilogram. So if you have a whole kilogram, that's actually a little more than 2 pounds. A kilogram is bigger than a pound, but it's still not that big. And then another important conversion to know, and this is what we're going to use all day, is that 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So I want you to write that down. 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. You can use the abbreviation kg and g. And I'd sing a song so that I remember it. I say 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Sing it with me 2 times. I know it sounds silly, but it will help you remember, and you need to remember this. So ready? 1, 2, 3. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. One more time. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So keep that in your head. And so a gram is therefore something really tiny, right? If it's only 1/1000th of a kilogram, it's really tiny. If you're holding a little Unifix cube in your hand, that's the weight of a gram. And you can imagine you'd barely even feel like you're holding anything. So let's apply this. I want you to think about these questions and be prepared to explain why you chose your answer. Do you think a can of soda would weigh 400 grams or 400 kilograms? Go ahead and take your guess. Pause if you need more time to think about it. Play with when you're ready for the answer, which is that would probably be roughly 400 grams, right? It's a lot of grams because grams are really tiny. But if it were 400 kilograms, oh my gosh, that would be a heavy can of soda, right? Because a kilogram is less than a pound. That's even over 800 pounds of, still like 200 pounds, because sorry, I said that I misspoke. A kilogram is larger than a pound, but still, that would be nearly maybe 200 pounds of soda, a lot of soda. Okay, let's try this next one. Does a cat weigh 25,000 grams or 5 kilograms? Think about that one. Pause if you need more time to think about it. Now I'm going to tell you the answer. A cat would weigh more like 5 kilograms, which, I was thinking about it correctly before. So that would be more pounds. Yeah, so this would have been crazy pounds. This would have been, if a cat weighs about 5 kilograms, more than 10 pounds, But the way I like to think about it is otherwise you'd be saying that a cat weighed 25 kilograms, right? Which, oh my gosh, that would be a fat cat. Right? That would be over a 30-pound cat. So this one is more reasonable. Just to give you a sense in the real world. So picture a cat at about 5 kilograms, a can of soda, it's about 400 grams. Now you have a sense of those units in your head, and now we get to practice converting them. So you see again up here our beautiful measurement scale. And this is different than the scientific scales I was showing you. This one's a conversion scale or a measurement scale, and it doesn't show it on here, but we already talked about how 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So therefore, obviously, when you get to 5 kilograms, that would be 5,000 grams. Oh, we get to sing our song one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Okay, so now help me with these problems. Pause the video, try them out, and play back when you're ready to see the answers. Okay, welcome back. So you can check your work on here, and basically every time we wanted to go from kilograms to grams, we needed to multiply by 1,000. And I like to think of, my extended fact. I knew 20 times 1 was 20, and then I have 3 more zeros, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, comma. And so you could see that that was just going to turn into thousands. And I even put the zeros in red here just so it could help you visualize that 20 kilograms was 20,000 grams. Now this one asked us to go from grams back to kilograms. So if you had 2,000 grams, that's only going to be 2 kilograms. In this case, instead of adding the zeros, I had to cancel them, right? Or if you picture yesterday when we were converting before we talked about the hops, I'm dividing by 1,000, so I'm moving back 3 place values, which brought me to just 2 kilograms. And I could check my work because 2 times 1,000 would bring me back to the 2,000. And then this one was a little tricky, right? Because it said how many kilograms are in 500 grams? Well, I could think 500 grams, if 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams, 500 grams isn't a whole, it's a part of a whole. It's 500 out of 1,000, right? Which I know is also a half or 5/10 you could see on there too. So that's how we got that decimal. And last way, I'll show this to you also. If you liked the moving place values image, we could imagine, right? I was at 500 wholes and I moved 3 hops, and that brought me to 5/10 of a kilogram. Finally, let's do a number story with this. Steps, read them with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Read to understand, plan, solve, check. Let's read our problem here. The 4th grade class is donating books to the library. Mr. East donates 7 kilograms of books. Miss Stolinsky donates 6 kilograms. Miss Reinhardt donates 10 kilograms. And Miss George donates 5 kilograms. How many grams are they donating in all? What's the question here? Go ahead, think about it. And I'll underline it. How many grams are they donating in all? Now I know what it's asking, but actually, let's not get tricked. There's a key word here, grams. That's strange because all the units were in kilograms. They are trying to trick you, but you carefully RTD or read the directions, so you are not going to be fooled. It wants grams as my final answer, so I'm prepared for that. Now I need a plan. Now, there are a few strategies you could use. Think about which one you might use and play the video when you're ready to hear back my strategy. Okay, so I was thinking I could convert all of these to grams first and then add them because it wanted in all. But instead, I think I'm going to find the kilograms in all first, and then I'll convert it in the end. That will just save me some multiplication. So first I'm going to find the kilograms in all. So I had Mr. East had 7 plus Miss Zielinski had 6 plus Miss Reinhardt 10 and me, Mrs. George 5. Okay, great. So then I'll think, okay, well, let's see, 7 and 6 is 13 plus 15 more. I think I'm at 28 kilograms. So 28 kilograms. I'll write my answer. I'm done. And the question asks for grams. So we have our final step to go to grams. And 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So I'll just say 28 kilograms times 1,000 grams in each would give me 28,000 popsicles, 28,000 hand sanitizer dispensers. No, 28,000 grams. You're probably yelling at the screen. So now I can write my final answer, 28,000 grams. I had my plan, I solved, and I know I answered the question. Good luck with your unit conversions today.